Team Orion and Gecko Cards have joined up to give you an excellent opportunity. If you use our affiliate link to make a purchase of £10 or more, you get entered into a giveaway free of charge.
Welcome back, Douglas. I'm Chris from Team Orion, and here we've got Emma, our OTS champion for Harlequins in Preston. What were you playing?
I'm playing Go Second Dracotail.
It's going second Dracotail. Well, let's just jump into it so we can have a look at it then.
So, it is a mix of Go Second cards and Shaddoll Dracotail. So, first of all, we have 3 Lucas, best normal summon.
Best normal summon?
Yeah. Usually this will be what you normal summon, unless you're trying to make a Guardian Chimera play. You can add Femina, and that's basically all you add off her, since there's nothing better to add. 3 Femina. Rarely use her for turn 0 plays. I don't think I made a turn 0 play this entire day, but against some decks, you can make like a turn 0 window. This is insane. It's the best card.
Yeah, it's best card in deck.
And then I'm playing 3 Malulu. I don't like 3 Malulu.
I keep flip-flopping with, we've got a guy with us that plays Dracotail. It's like 2 and 3, it's like usually flip-flop between.
I decided to play 3 because it is the best thing at dealing with Yummy with the spells specifically. But often post side I would side down like 1 or 2 of these just because I don't really like drawing it. It is the worst normal summon in the deck. But if you don't have another normal summon, you'd rather have it than not.
Yeah.
So these are the only monsters. These are only the Dracotails we're playing at 3. We're just playing one of each of these.
Standard, basically.
You will still draw these when you need them, and if not, you have so many ways to send them to the graveyard. So these are the Shaddolls we're playing. We're playing 3 Squamata. I wanted to see the Shaddoll stuff as much as possible because it is so powerful. So I'm maxing it on the best one. You send this, and then you can send any of the other ones we're playing. So we're playing Beast, Hedgehog, and Dragon. Hedgehog gets you another name in hand. You can just add another Squamata, or you can add a Beast, Dragon, if you need them to break boards. So usually what you do is you send Squamata, send Hedgehog, add one of these 2, so you have another name for when you fuse. Beast is just really good for advantage. Draw 1 is crazy. It was crazy in tier, it's crazy in this deck as well.
Oh yeah.
And back row hate is just so powerful, this format. It's not as good as Urgula because obviously it targets, but it does force something out. Your opponent will chain their Snatchy to it if you target it. So yeah, I would not play the deck without these. I've started to love these cards so much.
100%.
And then my least favorite card ever, King of the Sword.
Yeah.
It adds Poly. That's it.
That's it.
It makes Guardian Chimera, and Guardian Chimera is such an insane card. There's a few times where I had to kind of gamble with this if I wanted to make Guardian Chimera or not. I guess we'll get to that when we talk about the card. But yeah, and we are playing Dragoon. People kind of just get scared when they see Dragoon and make mistakes. So yeah, I don't like this card very much, but I think in this version of the deck it is the best board breaker, so you kind of have to play it. Yeah. And then free for I don't. This card's weird. The one time I got punished for using it, I fooed Brady in the second to last round, and he ashed it, and then I have a 4-card hand, and I'm down 1 monster. So it feels really weird, but I don't think I play another hand trap in this slot. When you get like 1 draw off it or 2 draws off it, it goes crazy.
Yeah.
But if you don't get any, it is kind of bad. So I don't know. I wanted to play Frulia as well, but I don't have them. So
okay.
I was just poor. So yeah, onto the spells. 3 Ketu, 3 Rahu. Yeah.
It's good having branded fusion at 3. And
yeah. Occasionally I would actually side this out.
Oh, okay.
Down to 2 or 1. In a grind game, you want to have as many of these in deck as possible, but I didn't want to get into grind games. I wanted to either kill my opponent or put them on nothing and have them be top decking, which happened like almost every game. So I'd side this out and put just non-engine in. You don't really want to see either of these in your opening hand. This is pretty good to open. Obviously, like I'm always going second, so you're basically always going to be able to fuse with this. And this is a much better board breaker than Rahu because it sends all of them from hand rather than sending one from deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd still play these at max ratios, but it is worth siding this out sometimes, I found. And then we're playing Shaddoll Fusion.
At 3 in main?
At 3 in main. So Every deck in this format is going to end on an extra deck monster. If we're against Monarchs, I guess I just suck. But like,
Who's playing Monarch?
exactly. There was one time when I activated this, and I think it was against Striker, and they tagged out their 0, and then summoned Ray and Rose, and then this didn't resolve, but it baits out a negate, or like an interruption. Against Yummy, this came up a lot because I summon App Cologne off it. And then App Cologne can negate their orange, their Herald of Arclight. So I do like send to the banish, but they either have to negate this or wait for App Cologne to come out and negate that. So it just forces stuff out.
Yeah, it forces out a negate basically.
And I really like this card. I really like the art. I like how it looks, so I'm gonna play it. That's kind of how I go with a lot of things. And then the best card in the deck is Super Poly.
Super Poly.
Originally, I was playing the targets I was siding this and playing the targets in the side, and I just decided to main this. It's good into most decks. I had a few matches against Memento where it wasn't the greatest, but against Yumi, I always want to see this. I'm always like, I hope I top deck this. The only problem is it discards a card and it doesn't synergize with anything, so usually you'll be discarding like duplicates of like a K2 or a Rahu if you draw multiples of it. It's an insane card. It's the best like board breaker really. You can't interrupt it, you can't respond to it. Obviously, it's
spell speed 4.
Yeah, and it's good this format.
Judgment who?
I didn't go against Vanquish Soul at all, or Vanquish Soul K9 or like any K9 deck. But it'd probably be an instant side out. The new Psychic Super Poly target might be worth playing though, so I might think about that. Because it's 1 Psychic monster and 1 extra deck monster, so you use like Holly 2 and a Ripper. Yeah, that was Vanquish Soul. But other than that, yeah, I think this card's insane. Won me a lot of games. 1 Poly, search it off of King of the Swamp, and then the other one else we're playing. The cards that are glued to my hand.
Talents in Galway.
Drew this against Memento like 4 games, I think. Called by the combined creation, just they can't do anything. Sorry, Dan. And then Talents drew me into Callby, so I could call by the combined creator. And then I hate these cards so much, but you need good things to set.
Yeah.
Very often, like obviously going second, these are awful to draw. I would discard these off of Super Poly because I really do not want them in my hand. They are really ass to draw, but if I'm going to like the end, if I'm like ending and I haven't killed my opponent, set 2, you know, they're really good against Yumi. Horn just bounces their normal summon, then gets you a draw. And if they have nothing else they can't play, this negates Obedience Schooled.
The only disadvantage with them is like they can be Ash and Beld.
They can be Ash and Beld and Purge. So it's like they are so susceptible.
At least get out an interrupt or disruption.
But if you are like on Althelion, Gulamel and these, and you're like, I need these to resolve, or you can't, or you can play and I lose. It feels awful. That's kind of why these cards are why I decided to play Go Second, because these are not enough on their own. They're never enough. But you can easily break a Yumi board. Yumi is one of your easiest matchups. And there's a lot of Yumi around. There was a lot of Yumi today. I think I went against it 3 times. And it's just all the cards in the main deck are here. Just kind of they just deal with Yumi so easily. Arclight is a weird card, but when you learn how to out the Arclight, it doesn't become as much of a problem anymore.
Yeah.
So extra deck.
Yep.
3 Althelion. This is your entire like grind.
Yeah.
So you need to play as many of these
play
as possible. It's crazy. it can just add back whatever you need.
Not much more.
Yeah, I don't know. The card says add back any number of cards from your graveyard to your hand. You're playing it at 3. Never miss the second one of this. Again, I'm going second, so I usually make this at the end or just to break a board. A lot of times, I would start with like Ketu or Rahu and just immediately go into this. Because they have to chain block, or I get to pop one of their cards, and if they don't chain block, like I'm out of back row, So they will usually go like Snatchy or Surprise just to chain block this. And if I have enough gas in hand, I'm completely fine making this instead of Arthelion.
The way I treat it with the Gulamel is just basically the Mage Dracotail or Thunder Dragon Titan.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's just it's a good card. It's a really good card.
Really good card.
You end on this if you're ever forced to go first, which I wasn't, I think, at all today. If you're forced to go first, or if you end on something going second, you end on this.
Yeah.
The Shaddoll cards, Winder.
It's Winder.
In testing, I made a lot of turn 0 Winders. Sorry, Dan, again. But yeah, you make this. There was one game against Yumi where I made this going second because I just wanted to end on something. And then my final round against Yumi, I ended with 2 Shaddolls in hand and a Phymena, so that I could just make this on their turn and stop them from playing. Well, I was attempting to get there, but I didn't manage to get to the Phymena again, so I didn't manage to get the Winder out. The other one's App Cologne. Both effects of this card are really good. Being able to negate something and chain block the negate is insane. Obviously, it outs Arclight. If Shaddoll Fusion's your only kind of card into Arclight, this does it on its own. It does target, so it's worse than Malulu, but it's a body as well. And when it's sent to the graveyard, you can add and discard. So more often than not, you just like your opponent tries to out this, they send it to the graveyard, and then you get you add beast, discard beast, get a draw off beast.
Yeah.
So it's a +1 in a it goes neutral in a lot of time. In a lot of time, it goes neutral, and then a lot of time it also gets to send dragon and hedgehog.
Oh, yep.
And then this is like a pop. This is a name in hand. I'm really glad I played this. This came up a lot. This didn't come up a single time.
Do you think you might drop it for something else, or...?
The extra is like kind of tight, but I don't really know what. Maybe another Super Poly target. The idea is you send this and then Lucius off of Shaddoll Fusion. You can play any of the attributes because you have all the attributes in main except for a light. So you can't play Construct. Maybe when the new card comes out, I play Construct instead.
Is it a light? The new one?
Yeah, the new Dracotail card is a light level 2.
Oh, okay.
So I'd probably rather play Construct just because the card's a bit better. This is the best card out of all the other Shaddolls. It's a negate for a special summon monster on the field by sending a Shaddoll from your hand. So if you have a Shaddoll in your hand, this is a negate. But no, this didn't come up a single time because I'd always draw a Dracotail card. But I don't know if I cut it maybe when the new support comes out. These are the two kind of not support cards. They didn't come up that much. This is kind of the third Super Poly target, so in the mirror you want to go into this.
Oh yeah.
You fuse your opponent's board away, and assuming your opponent's going like first, which most Dracotail players are, fuse these away, summon this.
They can't do anything.
So they could still like Phymena, because it's only on field, not in hand and grave. But if they make an Arthelion and they haven't outed this, this doesn't get its effects. So yeah, this is a really good card to summon off Super Poly. It's not that great to summon naturally. I think I summoned it once naturally, but I didn't have any names in, so it can summon back. It can target a dragon and a spellcaster, and then summon one back, bottom the other. Oh, shuffle the bottom. No, it puts it on the bottom. And usually what you do is you target Malulu, so you can summon this, and then you have a fuse on your opponent's turn.
Oh, okay,
or if you've sent this, you can summon this and then add Phymena. It didn't come up. I summoned it just to have a body, because I think I had these two out and my opponent was trying to out them, so I just fused them away into this, and then they can come back next turn. But I didn't summon back with it.
Oh, okay.
Which is like the worst way to use the card. This is kind of a go first card. The end board that I'd usually end on going first would be these two, the 2-trap set, and then Phymena. So you'd fuse these into this, and it's pretty good against Yumi. If they chain one of the fusions, you target what they summon, and it banishes all the names. It's really good into like Fiendsmith decks. There wasn't any today, but you know, they summon a Fiend.
I think I saw one Fiendsmith deck near lower tables.
Yeah, possibly. I didn't run into a Fiendsmith personally, but yesterday at Liverpool this came up. They summon a Fiend, they summon a Engraver, they summon Lacrima. You probably just do it on Engraver.
Yeah.
Banish it, banish all their Fiends. If they're playing like a Fiend deck as well, it's insane. but I don't think this came up today. I'd rather have it than not.
Yeah, 100%.
Because if I'm going second, I can't break that board. This is an interruption that they have to play around.
Dragoon.
I think this card is like kind of mid, but I don't know. A lot of the time, it scares people. Like I said.
Yeah,
before.
it just makes them misplay.
Yeah. It also gains attack, which is really important because you don't have a way to beat over anything over 3k.
Just gain 4k.
Yeah,
Boom.
4k attack over is. It didn't come up today. The attack game like saved my life a little bit against Memento because that guy's 5k, so I lose less life. That's kind of in friendly anyway, so it doesn't matter. Sorry, Dan. Best board breaker in the deck, Guardian Chimera.
100%. I remember you using this against me at Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm so glad I played this, especially in a going second deck. I hard drew Poly so many times as well. But obviously, you can chain block this as well. This will be chain link 1, and then you chain like your Dracotails. It outs the board on its own, and it draws you 2 cards. There was one point where I was torn between making one of these and getting the draw off this to see if I can keep playing. I think that's like, you kind of have to make those gambles this time with this, sometimes with this card. But there's very rarely like a time where, I don't know, there's very rarely a time where it doesn't pay off the draw 2. You'd usually be drawing 2, sometimes you'd have like App Cologne or like your normal. There was a game yesterday where I had these 2 out and I used Poly and they destroyed this, but I was going to Guardian Chimera anyway.
Oh, okay.
So they kind of, you kind of gotta put enough names on the body so you can make this. Put enough bodies on the field so you can make this, because it is just so insane. 2 super Poly targets.
Mud Dragon.
Insane against Yumi. This did come up against Yumi because I fused off an Arclight, but I lost that game, so it doesn't matter. And then these are like the flex slots, really. Typhon comes a single time. SP, I think it would have come up, but I was fusion locked from Rahu. Oh, there was a time when I got Contact Seed by Memento as well. And this is like my out for Contact Seed, I guess. But I was fusion locked, so I kind of just waited the next turn, and I had enough on the board. I had enough gas that I couldn't lose that game. I don't know about Typhon. I was playing K9 with this, and Typhon is like a must include, because if you only have Lupus in hand, summon that, make a Typhon on your opponent's turn is pretty good. Realistically, I could probably cut this. It is kind of like a lose more card, but it's a going second deck, so you're going to make it more often than you're not.
Let's have a look at this side deck then.
The side deck's terrible. So I put this whole deck together last night. Undefeated. Put it together last night. Well, the best strategy is just to say go second. It doesn't really matter what you're playing. you just say I'm going second, and then their entire plan is gone. So that's how I won most of my games. There was Malice today, so Lancia was very important to play. A lot of people are cutting it. Don't. Malice is still like the best deck in the format.
The instant we start disrespecting Malice as a community, the more it just keeps winning.
Exactly. It's going to actually win an event for once, maybe. Didn't come up today. I don't think I've used Lancia in like 2 months. I don't know. I've not run into Malice much, but when you do, you do. It's good against Crystron K9 as well, but a lot of the times I probably wouldn't side this in against Crystron K9 because the cards I worry about are the K9 ones, not the Crystron ones. I'm siding Ash. I don't really know why.
Mulcharmy stopper.
It's good it's good against Mulcharmies, and it's really good into Dracotail. If I was like made to go first, I'd side this in. I side it against Yumi actually. If they start with the Sky Striker stuff actually, and then you ash the Cupsy Synchro, a lot of the time it will just end their plays completely, because they won't have guys in the grave to summon back, and they can summon guys from hand, but you've stopped them getting +2. And yeah, Mulcharmy's going first is really good. Obviously Obedient School as well, but a lot of times I want Obedient School to resolve, because it means that they can't make Arclight, and then that means I don't have to deal with Arclight, and I can just break their board. So yeah, I a lot of times I just I think I let Obedient School go when I had Ash in hand, and then my draw for turn was another Ash, so I got punished. But yeah, I don't want to play into Thrust as well. A lot of people are playing Thrust in Yummy because they're playing like board breakers in Yummy, which this deck is insane against because obviously you're going second. Their board breakers aren't doing anything, but being able to thrusted and then setting a purge. That lost me a game against Yummy because I fooed, they thrusted, set a purge, and then my only play was to add a card. So yeah, it's a good card, but going second, I don't really want to main it. I was playing 2 Bestials for Yummy. I think they didn't really come up much.
Yeah, I feel like Bestials at the moment in the format are like in a very weird position.
I didn't hate them. I think I prefer to have DD Crow.
Yeah.
But the benefit of this is they can add Malulu, and they're just bodies that summon themselves out, and you love having bodies on the board. I don't know. I might swap these and this for 3 DD Crow.
Oh, okay. Playing Aerial.
I was playing Aerial. I was siding it. This kind of is bad into every deck except for like random like off meta stuff.
Like a rogue, basically.
Yeah. So if someone was playing like Tier, I would like to have this. It's not bad into like Dracotail to get a lot of their follow up out of the grave, but they can shuffle back from Banish with the traps, so it's not even that good against Dracotail. This will rarely come up. I'm probably gonna cut it. I don't even know why I played this card. It's so bad. I think I could see myself maining it.
Yeah,
but
I've seen a lot of players starting to main it for like being the board breaker.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have Thrust in this slot.
Okay.
There are a lot of times where, I mean, obviously I'm playing a Go second deck. If I haven't mentioned before, adding Talents is really good.
Yeah.
Adding Ketu or Rahu just to get your plays going, Shaddoll Fusion. Like you have like numerous cards that you'd want to add to your hand. And Nib. The benefit of Nib is that your fusions can summon back off of Nib when your opponent's field goes. You'll like summon a guy, so you have a body on board. So like it doesn't beat Yummy. And Yummy's the only deck I'd like want to play it for. I don't think I sided it in a single time today. So yeah, I'd play Thrust, and then probably I'd probably cut something here to play like a Thrust target for going first. I did go first one game against Yummy. We had like 10 minutes left on time, or like 20 minutes left on time. So it was like a decent amount, and I was like...
I assume you could for something like a D barrier, for example.
Yeah, like a D barrier in that situation where I'm against Yummy, they like foo me. I set like a D barrier, I say go, and I just kill them because it kind of depends like what order you go in. If I win the die roll, I'm kind of at a disadvantage because my opponent knows I'm on a go second deck, so I'm immediately going to say you can go first. My sleeves are Dracotail sleeves, so they can guess what I'm on. There will be times where in game 3 I want my opponent to side wrong and side in a lot of going second cards, and I say you go first and they break. And I think I won a lot of games because my opponent missided because I won the game 2 I would like let them go first and then beat them, and then they'd be like, I don't know if I want to go first or second into this deck.
If I step brain a little.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to prepare to go first or go second, so yeah. And when you have the chance to choose game 3, you're at such an advantage. But having a card like Judgment even, just to take advantage of that, that like knowledge you have of your opponent is just so important. So I would cut it for a go first card, and then just a Lightning Storm.
Yeah, just was it 13th, 14th, and 15th cards?
Yeah. Lightning Storm's kind of bad because a lot of the times you'll have a body on board, or you'll draw it off Beast or Guardian Chimera. I didn't draw it off Beast or Guardian Chimera, I just drew Duster because I'm better.
It's so different.
Yeah, these could be go first cards, and then if these are thrusts, you just search the Duster.
Oh, okay,
You know, Dark Ruler might have been nice as well, but against Yummy, Malulu is basically Dark Ruler anyway. So yeah. Side deck would go through a lot of change, but I think the main thing is you aren't worried about siding that often because you're built for going second, and if your opponent loses game 1 and won the die roll, they're going to be like, I'm going first again. You know, it'll be different this time. But now you know what they're on. You're like, I'll tide this in. I'll tide in Bestial, Silent Lightning stuff. Like, that's about it. It's very cut and dry what you're putting in, and it's usually just this.
Yeah. Have you got any shout-outs?
Shout out to Dan for testing with me the night before, and for getting his ass kicked over and over again. No, I did it all by myself. Nobody else helped me.
Nobody else helped you?
Except Dan.
Well, brilliant. Thank you very much, Emma, for showing off your deck. And hope you all tune in next time for more Team Orion content.
Bye.